Mowbray does not know if he's coming or gone. Coming to the end of his contract, give him a new one.
Subscribe to Jazzy and Steve.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. We've got lots and lots and lots of things to be talking about in this one. We're going to be looking at a few supporters' tweets regarding Stansfield's potential signing to Sunderland, as it looks ever so close. Also, very bad news. I've just been setting things up today, this video. I quickly looked on social media and the in the knows are gone absolutely mental regarding Danny Batth, and it looks like he's ever so close to leaving Sunderland. And more bad news, if there hasn't been enough already for Sunderland supporters, it looks like Gooch is potentially on his way out as QPR is sniffing around him. But before I get on with the video, I've got to ask a favour of yours lot. I'm thinking about bringing a segment to the channel, and it regards yes, the supporters of this channel and supporters of Sunderland. If you want to get involved and there's enough people, there will be a regular thing on the channel. If you want to send a video, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever, of your thoughts and opinions regarding Sunderland right now, either it be after a game, talking about the game, transfer window, Mowbray, Speakman, you name it, send a clip in, either if you're a YouTuber or not, whatever you are, send us a clip in, we'll make it a regular thing on the channel. But now, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. Stansfield. Listen, I've seen a lot of people with short memories tweeting about this lad. That they're underwhelmed, this, that and the other. Which, in a way, I do understand. But you've got to look at the likes of Ross Stewart. I'm not saying the same player. I'm not saying that at all. Because, let's be honest, I didn't think this lad's an out-and-out striker. He reminds us very much of Joe Gelhardt, what we had on loan last season. Like, not as an ability or anything, just the way he plays in that type of role. Like a number 10 or just off the striker. That's what I think this Gio does. I didn't think he's an out-and-out striker or he leads the line. People are getting a little bit misconstrued for the fact that he had the number 9 at Exeter. He had that for his dad. That's all he had that for. His dad passed away. He was a club legend at Exeter, and they retired the shirt. They brought it back as they got him on loan from Fulham, his son, and they give him the number 9. Right, but a lot of people are forgetting the fact that we'll look at the type of player he is and how he fits our bill, and the type of player we're looking at and the type of mould what we have gone on. I know everyone's sick to death of hearing about the mould, and to be honest, sometimes I get a bit pissed off with it, but it's not the point. It's here to stay. We can do nothing about it, and that's that. He fits the bill. Young, bags of potential, highly thought on, and it looks like he could have a good career ahead of him. He's England under 18s and under 20s. He's not an Exeter player. He's a Premier League Fulham player. He's played 3 times in the Premier League. He made his debut against Aston Villa in the FA Cup. He made his league debut against Charlton. He scored his first goal for Fulham against Birmingham in the EFL Cup. He made 36 appearances, scored 9 goals for Exeter. But he did come good the back end of his... Well, I wouldn't say so much the back end, but like I would say the back end of his loan spell. And he scored a hat-trick on his last ever game against Morecambe. And it reminds us of Ahmad, not that they're the same player in ability or anything, so didn't get that misconstrued. I mean, like, gone nowhere. He went out on Rangers, went out alone on Rangers. I do understand Ahmad as the pedigree, Atlanta, back then to Man United, £45 million and all that, this, that and the other. But what I mean is, a player who seems as he needs a kickstart in his career, and this is the next level. I wouldn't even say so much Gio needs a kickstart in his career, because he went out on his first loan and had a decent loan spell. Regardless of where it was decent. Now he's ready for the next step, and Sunderland is the next step. And that was the case with Ahmad. He needed that kickstart in his career. He didn't have the best of loan spells granted against Rangers. A few Rangers supporters says he wasn't getting enough game time, and some others said that he just simply wasn't good enough. Come to us, totally different story. Look at Ross Stewart as well, if you want to see random knee players. Never heard of him, never this, never that. Ross Stewart was playing for a knee club in Scotland. Knee disrespect there at all. And I'm out of the moon that you sell them to us. But you know what I'm trying to say. not the best of clubs, under the radar, and then we bring him in. Yes, he was a backup, but look what happened when he finally broke into the first team and nailed it down. He was unreal. Let's have a look at what a few Sunderland supporters have been saying about him. And Dean tweeted this one out. He said, "Have I heard of J. Stansfield? No. Am I going to use the fact that he's got a shit rating on a computer game to judge him should he sign? Absolutely no. I'd never heard of Kevin Phillips back in the day, and he turned out to be canny." And that's my point. A lot of Sunderland supporters are shitting themselves the fact that they've never heard of the lad. Didn't let that bother you because they can always turn out to be a gem, just like the Mad did. This next tweet came from Adam. He tweeted a few things, then he went on to say, "From a data point of view, it very much fits the bill. Sims had a goal contribution of every 135 minutes for a promotion side. J. Stansfield had a goal contribution of 156 minutes for a 14th placed Exeter side," which he does make a fair point there. You can counter-argue with that, which, you know, you're always going to have the opposite point of view. But I did get where he's coming from. This J lad, very young as well, done really well in a no disrespect either, like a lower league team, basically. And he has a decent goal contribution. The same as what Ellis Sims had in a better team, a stronger team. So we've got to keep that in mind. Right, now for the bad news, Danny Batth is apparently leaving Sunderland. Alan Nixon and also Michael Graham, I don't think he's in the know, I just think he tweets a lot about Sunderland, have just tweeted out, so that's Danny Batth away then. Obviously they must have had a bit of information regarding this player and that he's on his bike, but it just doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense for me. Everything about this potential movement, transfer of Danny Batth is just, I cannot get my head around it. He's 32, which is not the eldest. It's not. Jacques only retired this season, last season I think it was, and he was 42 or 41, something mental like that. It's sort of as if it's all for a centre-back, especially in the Championship. He was our player of the fucking season last season. You simply cannot be shipping your player of the season out. I didn't give a shit if he's a higher earner. I didn't give a shit if he's coming to the end of his contract. Give him a new one. He was your player of the season. Give him a new one. Simple as that for me. It just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Then you can go on about Mowbray. I feel sorry for Mowbray because he doesn't know if he's coming or gone. Mowbray does not know if he's coming or gone. He's literally saying 1 minute, "Oh, it looks like we're getting a signing in by this game." Not happening. "Oh, we might get him this afternoon." Not happening. "Oh, we might get him tomorrow." Not happening. The club are making him look stupid in interviews. I feel so sorry for him. They should just literally, he should either stop saying it until there's one in, or the club should bring one in. I know I've just done a video regarding Jay, like earlier, talking about Jay, but that's only potential bringing in. Obviously, Nick Barnes and them has been talking about that, so it does look like that one's going to be happening. But still, like I say, I just can't understand why they would get rid of our player of the season just to replace him for Luke O'Nien, who's not a centre-back. Doesn't make sense. If it's family reasons, then that would make sense, but I didn't know. Why would you simply get rid of the player of the season to then replace him with a player whose natural position is not a centre-back? And to be honest, when Luke O'Nien brings the ball out the back, yes, he might be able to do it better than Danny Batth because he's got pace, but we're conceding 2 goals a game. Or we're conceding, we're kind of keeping a clean sheet, basically. Up until Rotherham, we were conceding far too many goals, in the league especially. But like I say, Luke O'Nien, when he passes that ball across the box, my heart is in my mouth every time. He controls it and it's like, boom, it's away. And I'm thinking, if that player was quick to the mark there, he would have nicked it off him and been in. And that's the worrying thing about that. Can we really afford to wait to Luke O'Nien to adapt playing this position more and more and give him more game time in this position? But then you've got to look at Ballard. He's doing so much. He's an absolute amazing player for his age, but he's having to work extra hard and getting across the pitch. And you know, he's I wouldn't say so much he's looking out for Luke O'Nien, because Luke O'Nien against Rotherham he did a good job. He did, but there's more work on him. Then you've got to look at sometimes Hume's been caught out of position. Sometimes I was thinking, is Hume up front? The other day, he was so far forward, I just thought, wow, Ballard's age is going to be shot to bits in a minute, like, because he was just having to do so much work. But regardless, I would want Danny Batth, under no circumstances, to leave the club. I kept saying, if it's money, more money he wants, if it's not extortionate prices, then just give him it. He was our player of the season. Give him a better, or even just extend his contract, keep him on the same wages. He deserves it. He's done an excellent job for us last season. Why get rid of him? Just, I don't know, something's not right. Doesn't make sense for me. And anyway, Lyndon Gooch is apparently reported heavily linked to QPR. Now, QPR, it would be a good move for him. I didn't want to say this because I really like Lyndon Gooch. He's been an absolute servant to this club. He's been here through the bad times, and I'm talking about the Championship years last time. He's been in the Premier League. He's been here for 16 years or something, 17, 16 years. He loves playing for Sunderland. He's refused moves elsewhere when he could have been shipped on. But for the player, I think he should move because he's not getting game time. And I didn't like to see that happening to especially a player like him who has been, like I said, a servant for Sunderland. I think he should move for his own good, move for the player, get game time and prove a point. But it looks like he's going to be moved on. Personally, I would keep Gooch. Personally, I would keep him. But I haven't got cover in that position if he can't. He can play in numerous positions. He's a little bit versatile. He can play on the wing. He can play right back, left back. So to get rid of a player like that, that will be a bit crazy as well. But it's the three players who all Sunderland supporters do not want to go, and it looks like they are getting moved on. So that's it from me. Little bit of news regarding Stansfield, Danny Batth and Lyndon Gooch. Comment below and let us know your thoughts on this situation, because I do read the comments and I'd like to know. And if you want to get involved in the new segment, what could be coming, if there's enough people involved, you will see videos. If you didn't see anybody, no one wanted to do it. You can be a YouTuber, just a regular tweeter, anything. Season a bit of your own.